Well, I got this MFC 50 flail mower, and then I got this, let's see, I got this grapple from Good Works tractor. Let's see, it's an Ironcraft. That's a 54-inch, I think, something close to that. It did not come with the quick connects, so I had to go buy some quick connects. Hopefully they're the right size for my tractor. I have a T25 tractor I'm going to put it on. All these things are new to me, including the tractor, so we're going to see how it goes. I will say that the crate that this flail motor came in has the best connectors I've ever seen. Look how nice those are. You have to flip the pins up, and then it'll come off over there, I hope, after you get the pins up. Now that I've got the crate cracked open, I raise the top, and here's what we have. Doesn't look too bad to put together. I'll need to take the sides off to do it, I think. I thought I would do it here on the trailer and then lift it off as a piece after I get it to where the tractor is. So, hold on. First thing I noticed is the piece that you would use to lift the 3-point hitch, that you would use to lift the unit with, of course, is not attached. That makes for some interesting problems because in reading the instructions, you have to get underneath it and reach up into it and put bolts through it to be able to attach it. So if there's no lift, how do you get inside it? This may get crated back up and taken to the where the tractor is before I try to put it together. All right, so end up getting this connected in the field. One of the things I had to do is up here, these were 1-inch connections. Somebody else put those on. They put in the 3-way kit. I wasn't sure what size they were. They were 1-inch type A connectors, but those back there type B, you just have to make sure they match. Other than that, hooking this up is pretty straightforward. And then you just, back here at the valve, you can, if you don't like the direction it's going, these two are identical, so you could swap them if you wanted to. Somehow I need to mark which one's which. All right, so this pin confused me on this mower. This is a Farmry MFS 50. This pin is designed, it's obvious now, but for this to be class 1 and this to be a class 2 3-point hitch, at first I thought I was trying to put it on here and it was too big and it's just not very smart. They shipped this drive shaft intentionally too long, and I didn't know that, so I couldn't cut it. They have instructions about cutting it 1 inch if you pull it off and make them parallel and measure back 1 inch. An inch wasn't far enough back for me to be able to get the coupling on, so I had to pull it back off and cut another couple inches off of it. It also says to get the drive shaft level. Of course, with this tractor, it's so small, it can't get level unless I drove it up on a hill, and I didn't do that. The biggest challenge with this mower is these bolts here that hold on this bracket. These bolts get bolted in from underneath, and of course you got no way to lift it. What we ended up doing was taking a chain and wrapping it around the mower and putting it on the grapple and lifting it up that way and getting underneath it. Probably not the safest way in the world, although it was a good chain, it was a good connection, we made sure we had it good, but it just was not the best way to do that. This also comes with an instruction manual that goes in this box, and bolts just bolt up right there. That's pretty straightforward. The rest of the installation is really pretty easy. So this is a TYM T25. It's about a 25 horsepower mower. You'll see the grass that is pretty thick around here that I'm trying to cut. Yeah, I'm not sure what position the roller's in initially. I know there's 3 positions you can have it in. I'm going to make it the highest eventually, but today I just wanted to try it out. And I got to unbolt some stuff and move it in order to get it adjusted. So what I'm doing is, the first little bit here, I was cutting it at the set height, which if you'll look down through here, you can see it cut it really clean. Even when I got into some deep stuff over here, this is not really all that deep. But when I got into the deep stuff, it would do it, but I could barely pull forward and it was really loading up. So what I did was I raised the mower just a couple of inches just to let it have a little breathing room, and it cut better. It's still not going to be a fast mower for the heavy stuff, but it will cut the heavy stuff and it leaves it clean. And then once it's cut, it should cut after that at a pretty decent clip.
So here's the result of using the mower for a while. I've still got a long ways to go, obviously. It's a pretty good piece of property. But you can see it's pretty thick stuff, and it's dry this time. Last time, the rest of the video, it was wet, and so it was struggling. The other thing I did was set the mechanical height adjustment on the mower, where you actually move the guards and things like that. Set it to the maximum height, and this is at the maximum height. I don't know if you can tell how high that is, but actually it's pretty low. I mean, gosh, look how nice that's ground up. But for our first pass with very high grass to start with, it's doing great. It's all my mower can do to push it. I've got a 25 horsepower TYM. It's a T25, and it's got its hands full trying to do it. So I've used the grapple to use some pretty heavy stuff, and so far it's been able to pick up anything that I've slung at it. Mostly I slung trees and things like that at it, but it has done a great job. Works flawlessly with this tractor. The tractor seems to be a good fit size for this particular grapple, and I'm really enjoying it. I highly recommend it. It seems like a very useful tool. So I hope you found this video useful. I just wanted to do a little bit of a review on using that mower because I had never used a flail and I'd never used the Farmry. Really impressed by both. They do a great job. So thanks for watching.